Hello everyone, my name is Marina Moon and thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. So today I'm going to be talking about the Moon Void Tarot by Stephanie Capone, and it is a deck that I found on Instagram on the account Indie Deck Review, which is an account that focuses on independently produced decks by artists. And what drew me to this deck is that the artist created a character in the Moon Void Tarot. It's a black and white deck, and the character looks almost identical to her. So if you look at her Instagram picture and her Instagram pictures, and then you look at the character on her tarot deck, it is her. And that same character is featured throughout the whole deck. And I just thought that was so quirky and unique and fun. And I didn't really know of any other deck that really did that. And I really dug her artwork. It's very simple but whimsical, and yeah, so I bought it and I would like to show you some of the images, or actually all of the images. I'm going to do a flip through. Okay, so I know that there's a lot of people on YouTube that can point the camera down and just give you the rundown that way. I haven't figured out how to do that, so I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah, so here we go. So here is the Fool. Okay. Here is the Magician. The Magician with all the 4 elements. Here is the High Priestess. I'm going to go a little faster here. The Empress. The Emperor. And one thing I will say about the deck is that not every card features her. So here we have the Emperor and the Hierophant. She is not on either one of the cards, or her character isn't. But I do wish she was on more of the cards, especially when we get to the Minors. That's the Lover's card. Here's an interesting one, the Chariot. So, you know, she's creating a list. It's kind of like she's doing the time management, time blocking thing maybe even. But you just kind of feel this sense of determination, like moving ahead with things, using your will to get things done. There's pops of red every now and again. Here's a pop of red in here. You'll see it on her lips. I love it. It's beautiful. The Hermit. Again, here's another card that does not feature her. For me, that works here. I like the cabin and the solitary nature of it. Going inward, kind of going to Walden. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. I did not know what this picture was, actually. And so she does have, I should mention, she does have an electronic guidebook that's accessible through an Instagram account. I think it's the Moon Void Tarot, you know, at Instagram, and you can ask to join and you'll get added. So I read, you know, some of the ones that were kind of confusing to me, and here is, so I don't know what you see, but the Wheel of Fortune here is a coffee cup, and this is her face. So it's slightly distorted because she's looking into liquid, but you see a reflection of her face. And I thought that was really cool. That was really interesting. Once I kind of figured out what it was, and it was pretty obvious once it was described, I thought that was really interesting, of things always shifting and changing. And yeah, so here we have the Justice card. Hanged Man. I love this Death card. That is so beautiful. That transformation energy really comes through. The Temperance card. One that I do wish she had shown up on, or the character had showed up on. So maybe, I don't know, maybe in the future editions she'll change it. Maybe she'll keep it the same. I would love to see more of this character. The Devil. I really like this Devil card. It gives that feeling of bondage. The Tower is, I believe, a pile of stuff. a pile of stuff that is being burned and on fire. So kind of discarding the old and with the new. Here we have the Star, another beautiful, I believe, yes, another beautiful, beautiful card. The Moon. That has very hermity feel to it for me. The Sun, a lot of activity, a lot of commotion. I love the Judgment card, that third eye, really strong, you know, being in touch with your soul and your intuition, clairvoyance, the world. That's just a sweet card. And I'm betting that the creator has a black cat. I could be wrong. I don't know. Okay, so here we have the Ace of Wands. I'm going to be moving faster. And in this suit, I have to say I did miss the characters. There's a lot of cards. Here's a Two of Wands. Here's a Three of Wands. It would have been fun to have seen her in some of these. Here we do have her in the 4. Yes, the 4. This is an interesting one. The 5 is usually a card of like, you know, sometimes conflict, but here we have that it much more of the creativity part comes through with the 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Again, just really wishing that this character had shown up more. Here she is, thank goodness, in the 7. And she always has her eyes closed, I notice, which to me feels right, because this is, to me, this is very much an internal deck. Like you would ask this deck questions about issues, internal issues that you're going through. Not that it can't work as a traditional tarot deck where you would ask questions about outside circumstances, but to me, this is very much the journey of the soul, the journey of the Fool. So that's the 8 of Wands here. The 9 of Wands, you know, this is a really interesting card. The 9 of Wands is a card of determination. It's a card, not determination, I'm sorry, like perseverance, standing strong, even when you're, don't feel like you have anything left to give. And I don't know if the author intended that the creator, I should say, intended any kind of religious stuff, but to me this looks like the crown of Jesus, and it's a good symbol for feeling so fatigued and feeling so like you're at, you know, you can't do anymore, but you're still strong, you still have your strength even though you've endured so much. So like I said, I don't know if that was any connection with her. That's what I see when I see it. And I'm not religious, but that, to me, that stood out. Here's the 10 of Wands. Again, another card that would have been wonderful to have a character in it. Here we have the Page of Wands. The page, the courts don't have any people in them. They have animals or they have symbols. Here's the Queen of Wands. A lot of fiery energy, and the King of Wands. All right, and then we go on to the Cups. And she's a coffee drinker. I think the artist is a coffee drinker. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, cocktail hour there. 4, I like that one. That's a really good, you know, that the people for me. Not that I you know, I can't get the social vibe and the fun vibe in this one. But for me, the people or the person, the character just really brings home that energy to me. The 5 of Cups. 6 with memories and memorabilia. The 7, a card of choices, fantasy, confusion. I love this one. The 8 of Cups. I love her cute little tush. As she's walking away from that, from the coffee. The 9. And I like this one too, the 10. The 10 of Cups. Okay, next we go on to the Page. The Knight. Yeah, and for me, you know, intuitively, I just read better with people. So I know there's lots of decks that do this, that represent the kings and the queens and the pages and the knights with objects or animals. And, you know, I can read with them, but there's something about the energy of a person that really speaks to me more. So that's just my personal preference. Here's the ace, the 2, I love that, just needing to tune into that, intuitive third eye there. 3 of cups, that's a beautiful one. 3 of swords, obviously. 4 of swords, that's another good one. Rest, the 5 here. 6, I really like this one. This is kind of, you know, a bridging into a different place where you feel more calm, you feel like you have a better perspective, better sense of understanding. 7 of swords. This one, I'm not sure what I think about this one. This is kind of confusing. Like 7 of swords is about dishonesty, deceit, and for me, that's not coming through real loud and clear on this one. But I know what it means, so that's how I'll read it. 8 of swords. 9 of swords, that's a great one. Just all that anxiety in your head. The 10 of swords, yeah. And here we have the court cards page and the knight. I like that feeling of action that we get with the knights. Here's the queen and owl. It's a good symbol, and the king here. Okay. Now we move on to the aces. Whoops. The ace of pentacles. And the 2 of pentacles. The 3, whoops. I have the king there. I have them out of order. Okay. The 3 of pentacles. Again, another one that I wish had people in it. That one. 4. 5. That's a good one, representing, you know, that state of poverty or not feeling like you have enough. 6, good one to show the exchange of energy and generosity. Okay, 7, the card of waiting. 8, working diligently. 9, and this, I love this one, independence and just, you know, self-confidence and comfort, leisure, abundance. That one shows through all those qualities really well. And then the 10 of Pentacles here, about inheritance, wealth, what has been accrued, and the pages. Okay, here we have the Knight, a few red ones. I would have also loved to have seen more red splashes. The red splashes of color work really well for me, and it would have been fun to have seen a little bit more of that. But all in all, I would say this is a really lovely, unique deck. The artwork is, if you're into this kind of artwork, the artwork just, to me, is so unique and whimsical. And even though the images tend to be on the simpler side, not really elaborate, they help me tune in to the energy of the card. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed that walkthrough through the Moon Void Tarot. If you had any thoughts about the deck, if you had any of your own reactions or anything else, I would love to read about them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful day.